So I hit start streaming again. And I go to live streaming. Stream now. Yeah, I now have on my dashboard, I see my stream.
Okay, okay. So it's sending it to YouTube, but for some reason, YouTube, or the video is public. That may be something. Go to my channel. Go back to your channel. Go to the Creator Studio.
Oh, I bet I had that shut off because I was playing with stuff. Let's see. So,
yeah, go back to the Creator Studio under live streaming. And where is... Let's see, stream options. No. There is some place where you can tell if it's public or private.
Stream options. It's still loading very slowly. MDVR, advanced settings. Taking me to a whole new tab now. But it is showing. Yeah, I might have made myself private just because I was testing things that I didn't want to be.
Oh yeah, that's very possible. So we're gonna have to check and try to figure out.
So stream now.
Yeah, under stream now. Let's see. So super chat, basic info, stream options, no encoder, no cards, no basic info. Oh, okay, right. Okay, under the basic info tab in the middle.
It says private.
Yep,
Aha!
there you go. Click it to public.
Okay, now it is public.
Okay, are you still streaming?
I am still live.
Okay, stop
All
it because
saved.
you're gonna have it start streaming.
And my green dot says I'm live.
Okay. There you are. I just got the announcement. You are streaming live. And I do see the splash screen of the Windows PC, Action PC Basketball 70 to 71 Pro League, Dave Cook Sports 2018. There you go.
Fabulous.
So go ahead. Let me turn the volume on. And the sound is working because I'm hearing myself in the background.
All right. So we are live.
Yes, sir. You are live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Epic Basketball League. And thank you so much to Devin. Is it Heinley? Heinley. The original Grognard. There are no other Grognards that compare to this Grognard. He is the original. And he has spent about 45 minutes of his life helping me get live on YouTube to stream some basketball. So here we are. Tonight's game will be the Milwaukee Bucks at 4-0, taking on the New York Knicks, who are 3-1 in the Gold Division. I will spend a brief moment explaining how these divisions are set up. I stole this league structure from a friend of mine, Bob Hansen, from the Play Facebook group. And basically this is a relegation league. So the top 6 teams from the previous season are in the Gold Division, and the middle 6 are in the Silver Division, and the bottom 5 are in the Bronze. We will play a 20-game season, and at the end of the season, the bottom 2 teams from the Gold and Silver divisions will be relegated down by 1, and the top 2 teams from Silver and Bronze will move up for the following season. We will have playoffs. Playoffs will incorporate all the teams. So any team on this screen could win the championship. But we'll start with the Bronze, and the 2 winners from the Bronze will move up to the Silver, And the top two teams from the playoffs in the silver division, when those are complete, will move up to the gold. So we'll end up with the 6 gold teams and the 2 surviving teams from the silver and bronze knockout rounds playing in the playoffs. So, that having been said, let us get started with tonight's game between the Milwaukee Bucks and the New York Knicks. So we will play today's games, and in the future webcasts, I will have this set up and ready to go as we get started. So here we go. Starting lineups for Milwaukee will include Oscar Robertson, John McLaughlin, Bob Dandridge, Greg Smith, and Lou Alcindor. And for the Knicks, it will be Walt Frazier at the point guard, Dick Barnett, Willis Reed, Bill Bradley, and Dave DeBusschere. And here we see the full scrolling of the starting lineups for Milwaukee and now for New York. And Alcindor and Reed will jump it up. And it is Lou Alcindor taking possession for Milwaukee. Alcindor has the ball. And Oscar Robertson is now up at the top of the key with the ball. And he has a reasonably good matchup against Walt Frazier, so he'll go ahead and take that shot. Robertson tosses it up. Defended by Frazier, an excellent defender. Robertson can't get it to fall, and it's Dave DeBusschere with the rebound for New York. DeBusschere brings it down. He's going to look inside to Willis Reed. Loose ball. Reed got it back, unloads at point range, and he buries it. And it's 2-0 New York. Milwaukee comes back with Oscar Robertson. Pick and roll with Alcindor, but it's stolen away by Bradley, and New York has a fast break opportunity, a 4-on-1 break. Bradley pushes it up the court to Frazier. Jump shot no good. Foul on the play against Lou Alcindor, and Walt Frazier will be at the line shooting 2. Frazier, a 78% free throw shooter on the year, and the first one is off the rim. Frazier's second shot is up and good, and New York is up 3-0. Milwaukee coming back. They're going to look inside to Lou Alcindor. Matched up against Willis Reed. Alcindor in the paint, shoots, and he scores. New York coming back. It's going to be Barnett is open, but he doesn't have a good matchup against a tough defender in McLaughlin. So we're going to go with the passing option. And now Willis Reed has the ball inside against Alcindor. Again, not a good defensive option, but Reed will take the shot. And sure enough, Alcindor with the block and Greg Smith with the rebound. Milwaukee on the run back the other way. McLaughlin to Smith. Smith drives off the glass and count it. 4-3 Milwaukee coming back. They are going to look inside to Dave DeBusschere. Frazier bounces it to DeBusschere inside. DeBusschere's up no good, but he is fouled by Greg Smith, and DeBusschere will shoot 2. DeBusschere is 69.6% free throw shooter on the year, and again, the first shot is no good. The second shot for DeBusschere is up and in, and we have a tie ball game. Let's see if anything is going on in the chat room, if I can even see the chat room from what I am doing now. I see chat from earlier tonight, but I don't see anything happening in the chat room now. If anybody is watching, could we type something in the chat room and see if I can get the chat room to activate? We have the best community. OG is the man, says our Red Sox fan. OG is indeed the man. If he can fix my technical issues, he is something special. All right, so Milwaukee is coming back up the court in a 4-4 ball game, and it looks like Bob Dandridge is open against Bill Bradley. So they'll get the ball to Dandridge. Good look inside off the backboard, no good. Alcindor with the rebound. He doesn't have a good matchup, so he's going to pass it back outside. We've got Oscar Robertson now open with a switch against Willis Reed. He finds McLaughlin. McLaughlin with the open jump shot, nothing but the bottom of the net. 6-4 Milwaukee as we come back down to the New York end of the court. Willis Reed is open against Alcindor on the block. Again, not a good matchup, but we'll push it down in there and see what happens. And sure enough, Reed shoots the jumper, and it is good. Milwaukee coming back. Robertson brings it up to Dandridge. Dandridge back to Robertson. Oh, Oscar Robertson is called for the offensive foul, and that is his first. Good defensive positioning there by the New York defense to draw that offensive foul. Coming back the other way, the play is going to be to Bill Bradley. From the baseline, Bradley kisses it up and in. 8-6 New York. Milwaukee's going to continue to pound it down to Alcindor in the post against Reed. Alcindor with the skyhook, and he gets it to fall. New York coming back. Reed is on the outside now. He may be able to do some damage out here by taking Alcindor away from the basket. Reed baseline shoots the fall away, no good, and it's Alcindor with the rebound. Again, Milwaukee is pounding it down. It looks like Bob Dandridge was hurt on the play with a head injury. He is out for about a week, and it will be McLemore, McCoy McLemore, coming in to replace Bobby Dandridge, and that will hurt Milwaukee. Nine minutes to go in the first quarter. We are tied at 8, and it will be Smith to inbound to Milwaukee. And there are no real good options right now. We can try to get it down to Smith on the block, where he does have a post up against Bradley, but he can't get it to fall, and Willis Reed comes away with the rebound. They're going to try Reed on the post again against Alcindor. Pick and roll to Reed inside, and it won't go down. DeBuscher with the offensive rebound, and he's going to shoot the putback. The putback is up and good, and a foul on John McLaughlin. So DeBuscher has a chance to make it a three-point play the old-fashioned way with the free throw, and it's up and good. 11-8 New York now as Milwaukee brings the ball back down the court. They're going to keep pounding it inside to Lou Alcindor. And once again, he's good with the skyhook. Coming back, New York has a mismatch on the point with Frazier against Greg Smith on the switch. What can Frazier do? He travels. Frazier got a little too anxious on that and traveled with the basketball. And Milwaukee gets the ball back with a chance to take the lead. And they have all kinds of options. It's McLaughlin who's open against Barnett on the perimeter. Under pressure, McLaughlin gets the loose ball back, and he is forced to call a timeout. Milwaukee bringing the ball back in. It'll be Smith, and once again it will be Oscar Robertson on the point, driving to the basket, picked up by DeBuscher, and the shot is blocked by Willis Reed. Alcindor gets the rebound, keeps possession. He's going to put it back up, and again, nothing but net for Lou Alcindor. He has 8 of Milwaukee's 12 points thus far, and Milwaukee has a 1-point lead. Coming back the other way, Bill Bradley is the best option inside, but he does not have a good inside presence, so we're going to look around the perimeter. It's Barnett with the basketball, and he's going to put it on the floor, take it to the hoop. He drives. He's cut off by Alcindor. Shot no good. Offensive board by Willis Reed. Reed with the putback, and he is fouled by Lou Alcindor, and that is his second. A costly foul for Lou Alcindor, and he will be replaced now by Bob Boozer at center. And Al in the chat room is asking me how we got through this, and we got through this with Discord. Al and I were, OG and I were able to talk in person on Discord, and OG was very gracious, spent about 30 minutes of his time walking me through all of the steps. What we figured out was I had my YouTube video set to private. My video stream was set to private because I was practicing on some streaming, and I didn't want it to be out there in the public. And after we tried 52 other things, we finally stumbled upon that. So once again, thank you to OG for getting us up and running. And you'll be tired of me on this stream before you know it. Okay, back to action. It's going to be Willis Reed for one shot on the free throw line. He's a 78.5% shooter, and he connects with the free throw, and once again we are tied. Milwaukee looking for a play out top. They're going to look to McLaughlin again against Barnett. He's cut off by DeBusschere on the drive. He dribbles back, and McLaughlin ducks his shoulder, and he now has committed an offensive foul, and he has 2 fouls. So it has been a disaster for Milwaukee here in the first period as they lose Bob Dandridge to injury, and now Alcindor and McLaughlin both in foul trouble as New York brings the ball back the other way. It looks like Bradley is the best offensive option in the front court. Bradley on the baseline misses the fadeaway, and it's Greg Smith with the rebound. Milwaukee running it back the other way. Hustling back, fast break. McLemore lays it up, no good, and Barnett comes off with the rebound. They're going to look to Reed on the post. Up against Boozer, the one-hand rainbow is in and out, and it's Oscar Robertson with the rebound. So both teams have gone cold here offensively for about the last 2 minutes. And we have Milwaukee coming back the other way. Boozer against Willis Reed is not a very good matchup, so they'll pass the ball around the perimeter. Boozer now has it inside. He's going to pass once again with 11 on the shot clock. Posting up against DeBusschere. And Boozer gets the baseline, and he hits the shot. So 2 points for Smith, and Milwaukee is up 14-12. Let's look inside to Willis Reed again for New York. Applied to Bradley, Bradley to Reed, but he couldn't get the shot off in time. 24-second violation and a turnover for Milwaukee. Milwaukee's going to look around the perimeter. It is McLemore with the ball on the perimeter against Dave DeBusschere. He's going to go ahead and take that shot. It's a tough shot, and DeBusschere with the good defense, and Barnett comes away with the rebound for New York, bringing it back the other way. It looks like New York really has very few good options, so they're going to keep passing the ball around again. Now Barnett has it on the wing, and he's going to penetrate. Barnett drives, Boozer cuts it off, and Boozer blocks his shot. DeBusschere with the offensive board. DeBusschere puts it back up, lays it up and in. So DeBusschere on the putback ties the game at 14. Coming back for Milwaukee, it is Greg Smith in a mismatch on the post against Walt Frazier. Smith in the low post, short jump shot is up and good. New York is going to come back the other way. It looks like Walt Frazier has an opening against Oscar Robertson. Frazier is knocked to the floor and fouled hard by Boozer. Frazier will shoot 2, but before we do that, we're going to look at some substitutions. We have got some tired players on both sides. Frazier will take the first free throw, 78% shooter on the year. The first free throw is up and good. And now let's look at what Milwaukee has going on the bench. Robertson is going to take a rest. And it will be Freeman coming in for Greg Smith. And that will freshen up the Milwaukee side. And for the New York bench, we've got lots of tired folks. It's going to be Greg Fillmore coming in. He's had some solid games in the role of backing up Willis Reed. We'll bring Stallworth into the game. And Reardon for New York. And we carry on. Frazier's going to take his second free throw. It's up and good, and once again we are tied. Coming back to Milwaukee, it's going to be Freeman down low. No good. Tipped out to McLemore on the rebound. McLemore has an open shot on the wing. He cannot connect, but he draws the foul on Dick Reardon for New York, and it will be McLemore at the line shooting 2 for the Bucks. 77% free throw shooter on the year, but he steps up and misses his first attempt. Second shot is up and good, and it's Milwaukee by 1. Knicks coming back the other way. They're going to look down to Stallworth in the low post. Stallworth inside against Freeman. Takes a shot. It's no good off the back iron, but he was fouled on the play by Zoff. The backup point guard for Milwaukee is guilty of his first personal foul, and it will be a 2-shot foul for Dave Stallworth. Stallworth shoots the first. It's good. The second shot is also up and good, and now New York has taken the lead. Zopp is open, but Walt Frazier is a defensive stalwart, so he is going to look around the perimeter, and they're going to move the ball into Boozer on the post against Greg Fillmore. Boozer takes the shot. No, Reardon takes it away, and it's going to be a fast break the other way for the New York Knicks. Frazier leading the break. 4-on-3 opportunity. Pull-up jumper by Reardon is no good. And it is Webb coming away with the rebound for Milwaukee, and it's going to be Milwaukee pushing it back the opposite way. 3-on-2. Freeman drives, lays it up and good. First points of the game for Gary Freeman. And Milwaukee is back on top. They're going to look down to Fillmore on the post. But Frazier tries to get it down to him, and Fillmore actually looked like he hooked with the elbow on that play to get himself open, and that's an offensive foul on Fillmore, and the ball goes back to Milwaukee. Milwaukee coming down to the other end. They are going to look inside to Boozer, who is open down on the post. He's on the baseline. The ball goes back to Boozer. The shot is no good. Frazier takes the rebound, but he travels with the basketball, and it is going to go back to Milwaukee. 3 minutes to go now in the first quarter, and we have some fresh players for Milwaukee, but they are both in foul trouble, and we'll let Robertson continue to rest a bit, and we'll stick with what we got for Milwaukee. New York, on the other hand, has Bradley getting pretty tired. So we'll go to New York's bench and let DeBusschere come back into the game at the small forward to give Bradley a rest. And we'll give Frazier a rest at this point. And it looks like the rest of the Knicks are pretty fresh, and we're ready to get back to action. So Milwaukee brings the ball back. They are going to struggle to score points with this backup offense. They're going to look around the perimeter. They got the ball down to Freeman, who has a switch, and he has a good-looking shot there. And now Dave DeBusschere is going to go down with an injury. He will be back, but he didn't last long out there as Bradley is forced to come back into the game, and he is still a bit gassed. So the injury bug has bitten both teams here in the early going, with Dandridge and now DeBusschere both going down with injuries. Milwaukee's going to look to Freeman inside. It's knocked away, and it remains Milwaukee ball. But they're not going to get the shot off in time, and it's a turnover back to New York. So New York coming back. They are going to look down on the post to Bradley, but Bradley is guarded by the much bigger Bob Boozer. So they're going to continue to work the rail around the perimeter for a better shot. They find Fillmore on the block, and he's going to put the ball up. Defended by Boozer, and he can't connect with the shot. McLemore with the rebound for Milwaukee. And they have a mismatch with Webb guarded by Fillmore on the perimeter. Webb shoots the jumper, nothing but net, and a foul on Fillmore. So now we've got Fillmore in some foul trouble, but Reed is fresh and ready to come back into the game. And it will be Webb at the line for Milwaukee. The first shot is up and good. And we are back down the opposite end for New York. And let's see what they can do. They're going to look for Stallworth down on the block. Stallworth inside. Short jumper is missed. Rebounded by Freeman. Fast break opportunity for Milwaukee coming back the other way. Freeman with a quick outlet to Webb. Webb passes to Boozer, and it's out of bounds to New York. Coming back now to New York. And they are going to look down to Reed on the post now that Reed is back in the game and ready for action. Short jumper is up and good. They're going to need some points from Reed with Alcindor on the bench in foul trouble. But now Reed is in a bad spot defensively, guarding the point guard Zoff. Zoff takes him to the hole, puts it up no good. Freeman on the rebound. Rebound shot by Freeman, loose ball, and it is a jump ball tied up between McLemore and Bradley. And it looks like we have some tired players over on the Milwaukee side of the court. And Oscar Robertson and McLaughlin are both ready to come back in. Although McLaughlin with that foul trouble, I think we'll stick with the tired Webb for the rest of the first quarter and come back with McLaughlin at the beginning of the second. Same thing with Lou Alcindor, who has the 2 fouls. But we will bring Dick Cunningham in at center to replace the tired Boozer and give him a blow. On the New York side, Bradley is tired, and DeBusschere is actually ready to come back into the game after that brief respite from the head bonk. And so DeBusschere will come in at the 3, and New York should be good to go. And can't do that. Bradley's on the jump ball. So we will continue with the jump ball, and we'll get DeBusschere in at the next dead ball. McLemore wins the jump. He's got Oscar Robertson out on the high top of the key. Baseline drive, ran into Bradley, but the shot is called off due to the offensive foul on Oscar Robertson, and that is his second. My goodness, between the foul trouble and the injury bug, Milwaukee cannot catch a break in this first period. We are going to be able to get DeBusschere into the game now and give Bradley a rest for New York. And they are going to look right to DeBusschere on the block. It's knocked out of play. Ball will remain with New York. And Stallworth has the ball on the perimeter. Not a good spot for him. He is going to look to pass the ball. He gets it down low to Reed on the low block. Reed puts it up. Around and out, and Stallworth with the offensive board. He's going to go to the putback. And he is fouled by Freeman. And Stallworth now is going to get the old 3 to make 2. How boring was that back in the day? Standing around watching a guy try to take 3 foul shots. And Stallworth, sure enough, misses the first. Second shot is up and good. And the third and final shot is up and all nylon. So we are tied once again at 22. Coming back the other way for Milwaukee with just 32 seconds left in the period. They have an opportunity with McLemore down low against DeBusschere. That is not a good shot, so they're going to, rather than try the 2-for-1, pass it back out to Zoff on the perimeter, and he hits the bucket from a tough angle, and New York will now be able to play for the final shot. They've got Reed on the low post. They're going to continue to pass the ball around. They find DeBusschere with a favorable switch on the post against the point guard Zoff. DeBusschere is going to try and put that shot up. Can he get it off? They won't get the shot off before the end of the first quarter. So that is the end of your first quarter of play with the score of Milwaukee 24 and New York 22. We'll take a quick look at the box score here as we have a break. Alcindor is your leading scorer with 8 points for Milwaukee, despite the 2 fouls and only 4.5 minutes of action before he had to hit the bench. For New York, it was Willis Reed with 7 points to lead the Knicks. Milwaukee shot the ball much better, 55% to 35. But New York enjoyed that 10-2 average scoring at the free throw line to keep it close, as the Bucks have a slight lead, but they are in some foul trouble with 3 of their players, Robertson, McLaughlin, and Alcindor, already saddled with 2 fouls, and Dandridge out of the game after just 3 minutes of play with that head injury. So that is where we stand after 1 period. Let's get back to action. Let's see who's in the chat room. We've got 3 folks watching now. Our Red Sox fan had a good night, reset his computer room, and cleaned his PC tonight, which explains why I did not see him broadcasting. Usually our Red Sox fan is live and in color tonight, but he was cleaning his room tonight instead. So I took the opportunity to jump onto the channel and do some webcasting live for the very first time. So we'll bring McLaughlin back into the game with the 2 fouls. We'll let Zopp go for a little longer, and we'll let Cunningham go for a little longer while Milwaukee has the lead. We'll see if we can save these guys with their foul trouble. And for New York, Frazier's good to go, Barnett's good to go, and Phil Jackson will see his first action of the game at the power forward spot. And beginning of the second quarter, it's going to be Reed who wins the jump ball for New York. And they have Phil Jackson available on the block. And he puts it up, no good, rebounded by Cunningham. Milwaukee coming back on the fast break the other way. It's a 3-on-3 break. New York back on defense. McLaughlin tries the layup. It's off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Barnett. New York's going to work the ball around the perimeter, look for a good shot. They have Barnett against McLaughlin. Barnett's going to take it to the hole. He drives in. He makes the shot, and he is fouled by Cunningham on the play. So Barnett with the 3-point opportunity. First foul of the game on Dick Cunningham, the backup center for Milwaukee. Barnett's free throw is up, and it is good. And New York is back up by 1 point. And Milwaukee is passing the ball around the perimeter. They've got Freeman down on the low block, posting up against Phil Jackson, puts it up and good. Basket interference on Cunningham and no basket. The basket is waved off for Milwaukee. They cannot catch a break tonight. And it will be New York coming back the other way. It looks like DeBusschere has a mismatch with the switch against Freeman. DeBusschere with the short jump shot, but it's off the rim, and Cunningham comes away with the rebound. Milwaukee pushing it back down the court. McLaughlin lays it up, and it is good. So Milwaukee back in the lead by 1. And we're going to see what Walt Frazier can do on the offensive end against the backup Zoff. Frazier on the shot, misses, tipped up by McLemore, no good. Barnett with the offensive rebound, and he passes it back out to Frazier. Frazier's going to put the ball on the floor. He's going to drive to the basket against Jackson, but he throws the ball away out of bounds. And Milwaukee is coming back the other way. It looks like they're going to work the ball around the perimeter, looking for a good shot. Willis Reed has the post locked down, so Cunningham can't accomplish anything. They find McLemore on the perimeter with 12 on the shot clock, and he's going to look to dish off. He sells the pump fake, finger roll tough shot. McLemore puts it up and good. Milwaukee extends the lead to 3. New York coming back the other way has Willis Reed available on the post. Reed inside, shoots the short jumper, and it is good. Still a back and forth game, close game between the two best teams in the Epic Basketball League thus far here in 1970. Not much happening for Milwaukee on the perimeter, so they look around. They have Zopp outside, and he's got a mismatch against Reed. He's going to look to dish it off. Zopp on the wing with a jump shot from the corner, and it is good. Cunningham with the assist on the play. New York bringing it back the other way with 10 minutes to play in the second quarter. Frazier is going to screen and roll down to Reed. Reed puts it up no good. Rebound by Zopp for Milwaukee. Milwaukee runs it back on the fast break. Freeman to McLaughlin. McLaughlin lays it up no good, and it is DeBusschere with the rebound. New York is pushing it back. They've got a 2-on-1 with Barnett and DeBusschere. Neither of these guys are exactly fast break wizards, but they're going to push the ball anyways. Frazier to Barnett. Barnett lays it up no good. DeBusschere with the offensive board. He's going to go for the putback. DeBusschere shoots from in close, and he can't get it to fall. McLemore comes away with the rebound for Milwaukee, and Milwaukee brings it back the other way. McLaughlin on the perimeter. Jump shot, nothing but net. And Milwaukee has stretched their lead out to 5 points. And Milwaukee is on top. But New York has Reed available on the post, and he hits the turnaround jumper, nothing but net. 11 points now for Willis Reed to lead all scorers. At this point, we've got some fresh players for Milwaukee ready to come back in. We've stolen about 3 more minutes of time for the folks in foul trouble. So Milwaukee is going to call timeout, and we're going to get some substitutions into the game. Bill Bradley is fresh and ready to go for New York. Everybody else is looking good here so far. And on the Milwaukee bench, we've got a lot of tired backups. So we're going to bring Robertson back in. We're going to bring Alcindor back into the game. We're going to bring Smith back into the game. And hopefully Freeman can get some rest because McLemore is going to need a blow. They're going to have trouble with that small forward getting those minutes since they lost Bob Dandridge to the injury early in the contest. So Milwaukee brings it back down on offense. And it is going to be McLaughlin outside against Phil Bradley. But McLaughlin cannot get it to fall. Alcindor with the rebound. He puts it up, and he is fouled by Barnett. Foul on the floor. It will be one shot for Lou Alcindor. 69% free throw shooter on the year. It's up and good, and Milwaukee is ahead by 4. New York is bringing the ball back. They don't like the matchup with Barnett against McLaughlin, so they're going to work the ball around the perimeter. They've got it to Frazier. Frazier has a switch. He's going to put the ball on the floor. Frazier drives, gets it to Jackson. Jackson cannot convert. Jackson is whining for a call. He may be a good coach someday with his ability to whine for the fouls. And Robertson, who comes away with the rebound, and it is Jackson who is called for the foul. Oh my goodness, Phil Jackson, some things never change. Robertson is going to take the shot on the free throw after the loose ball foul against Jackson, and Robertson gets it to go. It's a 5-point lead now for Milwaukee, and Phil Jackson is not a happy Knickerbocker. Let's see what Willis Reed can do on the post. He drives to the basket, but he dishes it out to Barnett on the perimeter. Shot no good. Foul on the play on McLemore. And Barnett will shoot 2 free throws for the Knicks. First shot is off the back iron, no good. We're going to spell McLemore, who's down to 67% on his fatigue rating. And Freeman is not doing much better. Neither of these guys are accustomed to seeing heavy minutes playing behind Bob Dandridge. Everybody on the Milwaukee side seems to be in good shape, but Phil Jackson is a little bit tired and still not very happy with what's happening on the refereeing front. So we're going to bring Eddie Mast into the ball game to replace Phil Jackson. Barnett's going to take the second shot, and he gets this one to go. Here come the Bucks. It's going to be Oscar Robertson working against Walt Frazier. Good matchup at the point guard here. Robertson hits the jump shot, and it is Milwaukee now by 6. New York's going to work the ball around the perimeter. They've got Reed inside. He's got the long arms of Lou Alcindor to contend with, and he cannot get the jump shot to fall. And it is Alcindor who comes away with the rebound. Alcindor with the outlet to Oscar Robertson. New York is back. Robertson loses the ball out of bounds. Turnover by the Knicks. And it is now New York ball. Frazier and Robertson are dueling, but Robertson pretty much has Frazier locked down defensively. So New York is going to look around the perimeter. They find Bradley on the perimeter. He doesn't have a good look. And sure enough, he is stuffed by Alcindor on his attempted shot, and Freeman comes away with the rebound for the Bucks. They are going to work it down to Lou Alcindor on the post. Fantastic shot for Alcindor. It is up and good, and Alcindor has hit 5 straight. Interestingly, though, I have seen this 5 straight in the commentary, and it's been wrong from time to time. So I don't know where they get that. But I have seen players miss a shot or make a shot and have that streak show up erroneously. Okay, New York is coming back. They are now down 8 points, and things are going from bad to worse for the Knicks. They're going to look down on the post to Reed. The jumper won't go down, and McLaughlin rebounds it again. Milwaukee pushing the ball up the floor. Robertson lays it up and good, and Milwaukee now has a double-digit lead. As New York is struggling to get anything going offensively. Here's Walt Frazier. He has a mismatch against Freeman out on top. He fakes, he drives, he shoots, he scores. And the streak has been broken for New York. Milwaukee coming back. Once again, it's going to be Alcindor is open, but he is on the perimeter on the baseline. The mid-range jumper is no good, and Eddie Mast with the rebound for New York. New York comes back the other way, and they are going to once again look for Reed on the perimeter. Defended by Alcindor, the short jumper is in and out. Smith with the rebound for Milwaukee. Coming back the other way, it's going to be Freeman on the wing. Posting up against Bradley, he moves it in. He cannot get the shot to fall, and it is Bradley with the rebound. And it's going to be the Knicks pushing it back the other way. Barnett to Frazier on the run. Shot is no good, but the foul is called on Freeman. And it will be 2 shots for Walt Frazier, a.k.a. Clyde the Glide. New York is looking good. Freeman is exhausted for Milwaukee, so we're going to try and spell him with McLemore, although McLemore is not doing much better. Frazier makes the first free throw, and we're going to put McLemore back in the game for Milwaukee. You can force a guy to play out of position, but the AI on the computer will immediately substitute the guy back into the game. So, for example, we can click on McLemore and substitute for him with Bob Boozer, for example, out of position. So when we do that, double click to sub for McLemore. Use Boozer out of position. Yes. Next dead ball, the computer will force Boozer out of the game. So that is one of the downsides of the Action PC game engine. When you lose a guy like Bob Dandridge, you're just going to be chasing your tail the whole rest of the game trying to keep a fresh guy in that spot. So Frazier is back at the line. Second shot is up and good, and New York is back to within 6 points. Milwaukee is going to look down to Smith on the post. Smith has Eddie Mast all over him, and it's Barnett who comes away with the steal on the help side defense. Let's see what Eddie Mast can do on the low block against Smith. He cannot get the shot to fall. He gets his own rebound. He puts it back up. Actually, he passes to Bradley, and he threw it away. And sure enough, Boozer is yanked from the game, and it is McLemore coming in at the small forward. Let's see what Oscar Robertson can do out high against Frazier. A collision. Layup is off the rim, no good, but Frazier commits the foul. It is his first, and Oscar Robertson will go to the line to shoot two. Robertson at 85%, and he connects on the first. New York is going to take this opportunity to give Willis Reed a rest. And Mike Reardon will also return to the game for the Knicks. For Milwaukee, it will be Webb returning to the game to give McLaughlin a rest. And Bob Boozer is going to return for Bucks in the power forward spot. Robertson knocks down the second free throw, and the Milwaukee lead is back up to 8. Our Red Sox fan says it's a good game with just under 6 left in the half. I'm surprised at how well Milwaukee has been able to keep up given their foul trouble and the loss of Bob Dandridge, but New York just cannot get anything done offensively. Let's see what Bill Bradley can do. He lays it up against the glass, and he gets it to fall, and the lead is once again 6. Milwaukee's going to work it down to Lou Alcindor. Alcindor inside shoots the short jumper. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Both teams are picking up the scoring pace a little now. Reardon outside is open. Jumper's no good. Eddie Mast on the rebound. He shoots the follow. It won't go. But Fillmore tips it in off the glass for his first basket of the game for New York. Milwaukee's going to look around. They find Alcindor on the post. Alcindor against Fillmore, drops it, recovers it, but Frazier comes away with the steal on the perimeter. Clyde the Glide leading the fast break, 3-on-2. Frazier lays it up, it's good, and New York is within 4 points. Milwaukee's coming back. They've got Alcindor on the post in a bad switch against Walt Frazier, and Alcindor scores the easy basket that time. That's 15 for Lou Alcindor. He now leads all scorers. Coming back with New York, they've got Bradley open on the wing against McCoy McLemore. Bradley takes a jump shot, and again it's blocked by Lou Alcindor. He is a stellar inside defender. Bob Boozer comes away with the rebound, and Milwaukee is going to come back the other way. Jeff Webb has the ball outside. He doesn't like many of his options. Let's see what the CPU is going to do in this situation. McLemore gets the offensive rebound after Alcindor is stuffed by Bradley. McLemore pump fakes, goes off the glass, he misses. Eddie Mast with the rebound coming back for New York. New York's going to push it down to Fillmore on the post. He is open against Alcindor. They don't like this matchup, but Alcindor does have the 2 fouls. And now we have Jeff Webb leaving the game with a head injury. These guys are just beating the crap out of each other. Headshots all around. And let's see what else we can do on the substitutions. For Milwaukee, it looks like everybody but McLemore is fresh, and he's still in better shape than Gary Freeman. Freeman's only good for 7 minutes of action. And according to this, McCoy McLemore is good for 20 minutes of action. He's already played 15. That would be something I might look into, because Ron Juckett the other day had mentioned that he doesn't use a lot of fatigue ratings when he plays the football game. So it might be worth tweaking the fatigue ratings on this game, because just because a guy only played 7 minutes a game in real life doesn't mean that he's in such lousy shape that minute number 10 is going to wear him out. So that might be a tweak for future reference. Otherwise, Milwaukee is good to go. On the New York side, DeBusschere is good to come back into the game. And we're going to give Walt Frazier a quick blow for New York. Alcindor is dominating for Milwaukee, so we're going to bring Willis Reed back into the game for the Knicks as well. So New York has the ball. They have Milt Williams now in the game at the point guard, and he is not going to challenge the defensive wizardry of one Oscar Robertson. He's going to pass the ball around the perimeter. They get it to Reardon. He doesn't have many good opportunities, but he's going to put the ball on the floor. Boozer cuts him off. Reardon shoots and scores. Assist by Bradley on the play, and it is a 4-point game. Alcindor is available on the low post. Alcindor defended by Reed, and it is stolen away by Willis Reed, and we've got a fast break coming back the other way for New York. Williams to Reed. Reed in the lane. Powers it up, no good. Bradley with the offensive rebound, and the Knicks will reset. Reed is available on the low post against Lou Alcindor. 10-foot shot is up and good. Question from our Red Sox fan. Do you let the PC call the defense for both teams and you the offense? That is exactly what I do. I don't know if you've played the basketball game much, Al, or anybody else in the chat room. This is also something I learned from Ron Juckett. These location ratings, the 3 stars here next to Oscar Robertson indicate that he is open. 1 star means you're a little bit open, but there's some risk in trying to force the ball. Say in this case, Alcindor is pretty well guarded on the low post. Robertson is open with the 3 stars. He's got a favorable defensive matchup, so I am going to send the ball to Robertson and see what he can do. He shoots the jumper around the rim and good. So the PC artificial intelligence there makes me look like a genius. Actually, it's the genius of Ron Juckett that made that happen, so good job, my man. It's a 4-point game with New York coming down the other way with the ball. Again, they're still going to try to work Reed on the post. He hit it the last time. This time he shoots the jumper, no good. Alcindor comes away with the rebound, and Milwaukee has the numbers coming back the other way, 4-on-1. Alcindor cannot make the shot. DeBusschere taps it out. McLemore picks it up for Milwaukee, and they are going to recoup and start with a fresh 24 on the perimeter. McLemore looks around. He doesn't have very good options. He does have Alcindor on the post against the point guard Milt Williams, and he is able to get the pass in there, and Alcindor easily scores against the opposing point guard. 6-point lead for Milwaukee, 2 minutes left to go in the first half. New York has Bradley available with a favorable matchup on the perimeter. And there is a foul on the play against McLemore away from the ball. Milt Williams is going to have 2 shots. And he hits the first to make it a 5-point game. I think we'll bring Gary Freeman back into the game. And otherwise, we'll let the rest of the starters play out the final 2 minutes of the half. Everybody is good on the New York side. And we're going to bring Walt Frazier back in for the last 2 minutes of the half as well. Oh, Can't do that. That's twice I've made that mistake. Milt Williams needs to shoot his second free throw. And it's up and good. Milwaukee coming back the other way. McLaughlin looks like he's got an open shot available against Reardon. McLaughlin drives, but it's Bradley on the help side defense who takes the ball away. New York's going to run it back on the fast break. Down the court to Williams. Williams to Bradley. Bradley to Reardon. And Reardon turns it over on the double dribble. Now we'll see if we can get Frazier back into the game for the final minute and a half. And it's going to be Milwaukee. Boozer on the outside. That's not a great place for him to be. So we'll pass the ball around the perimeter. Boozer has the ball now inside. And still no real good options. He's going to force the ball down to Alcindor on the low post. Scoop shot is up and good. 19 in the first half for Lou Alcindor, and it's a 6-point lead for the Bucks. New York coming back the other way. They've got Bradley on the post, but on the wing, but he is guarded by Oscar Robertson, and that is not a good matchup. So they're going to look down to Reed on the post against Lou Alcindor. Shoots from in close. He gets it to fall. 15 for Willis Reed, trying to hold his own against Lou Alcindor, one of the best players in the game. Milwaukee coming back, and they are going to bring it down to the low post to Alcindor. Hits the turnaround jumper, up and good. Nothing but net. 21 in the first half for Lou Alcindor. What a game for the big man. Frazier on the perimeter with the ball against Oscar Robertson. He's going to take it to the hole. Finger roll is up and good. And New York is keeping it close. 54-50. 33 seconds to go in the game. Looks like Milwaukee has McLaughlin available on the perimeter in a mismatch against Willis Reed out there. He fires it up no good. Freeman with the offensive board. And Milwaukee will be able to take the final shot of the half. So they're going to work the ball around the perimeter. 20 seconds to play. McLaughlin is open, but they are going to continue to work the perimeter. They've got it now to Alcindor. He is outside. 10 seconds to play. He's going to throw another pass. He finds Boozer outside against Bradley. And with 1 second to go, he's going to have to take the shot. And they're unable to get the shot off. That's something else I haven't really been able to get a good gauge for yet with this game, is how to manage that clock in the final 24 seconds. I didn't want to force up a shot with 20 seconds to play and give New York the opportunity for a rebound shot. But a couple more passes and it was too late, and I did not get the shot off before the buzzer. We're going to bring the starters back for both sides. And it is a 4-point game. Let's take a look at our box score before we head back to action. They have kept it close throughout. Alcindor is dominating, 10 for 13 from the field for Milwaukee, and 21 points to lead all scorers. New York has gotten good contributions from both Willis Reed and Walt Frazier. And they have managed to keep it close. Okay, fans, I am going to take a 30-second break to grab a drink. My throat's getting a little dry, but don't go away. The Epic Basketball League will be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We still have 3 folks in the chat room. Our Red Sox fan is here. Dave Little is here. Second half is brought to you by Bywater, antioxidant cocoa fusion, Molokai coconut with other natural flavors. Keeps your whistle wet when you're broadcasting a game. And let's tee it up in the second half. All 5 starters back on the court for both teams. Alcindor controls the tip for Milwaukee. Oscar Robertson has the ball on the post. He's got a shot available. He puts it up. Off the rim, no good. Alcindor on the rebound. He puts up the follow and cannot get it to fall. Willis Reed with the rebound for the Knicks, and they have the opportunity to bust out. Reed with the ball, drives to the cup, lays it up and good. So good start for New York in the second half. Let's see what Milwaukee has available. McLaughlin is covered by Frazier. Alcindor has Bradley down on the low block. Let's see if they can get it down to Alcindor. The sky hook is up. Nothing but net. And he is pushed by Barnett. So it's going to be an and one for Alcindor. And the referees in the stands do not like that here in Madison Square Garden. Here's the free throw by Alcindor. It is up and good. 24 for Lou Alcindor now. And the lead is back to 5. New York has Willis Reed available on the post. He unloads at point blank range and it's up and good. So Alcindor and Reed continue to battle. Alcindor is going to come back for Milwaukee. Defended by Reed, Alcindor shoots the short jumper and he drains it. Coming back for New York. Barnett has the availability, but he does not have a good matchup against McLaughlin, so they're going to work the ball around the perimeter. They find DeBusschere on the low post. He's going to put it up against Greg Smith. Pump fakes, powers it up, and good. I think New York needs more out of DeBusschere than they got in the first half. He's got 8 points and 5 boards, but he has really stepped up big in a couple of their victories earlier in the season. So Dave DeBusschere could be a key for New York if they're going to get over the hump here against Milwaukee. Milwaukee brings it back now. They've got Alcindor, but he's away from the basket, and it's Oscar Robertson who is available against Frazier at the top of the key. Robertson outside with the jumper, and he drains it. And it is, once again, a 5-point lead for Milwaukee. Coming back the other way, it's going to be Bill Bradley. Bradley actually makes the way back to Frazier, down to Reed from the baseline, and Reed hits the shot. Reed got himself open. And now Alcindor is available on the post for Milwaukee. Alcindor in the low post shoots the short jumper, but is partially blocked by DeBusschere. Reed gets the rebound. He kicks it out on the fast break to Frazier. Frazier with a pull-up jumper off the rim, no good, and McLemore rebounds for Milwaukee. Coming back for Milwaukee, they have Alcindor once again being forced away from the basket by Willis Reed. He doesn't like that matchup. Greg Smith is available on the low block at the 4 spot. They're going to pick and roll to Smith. Smith fails to get the shot. Willis Reed with the rebound, and once again the Knicks are running. Fast break opportunity. Barnett with the ball to Frazier, up and good. Milwaukee coming back is going to work it to Alcindor on the post. Posting up against Reed, another sky hook and another basket for Lou Alcindor. 28 for the big man. Coming back the other way. Barnett to Frazier. Frazier has a mismatch against Smith. He takes it up. It's no good, but Frazier is fouled hard by Smith on the play. Frazier 5 for 6 from the line today, and he will be shooting 2. 78% shooter on the year. The first one is up and good. The second shot is also good, and it's a 1-point game. Milwaukee coming back the other way. Alcindor is not available. They look to Greg Smith on the low post. Smith lays it up, no good. McLaughlin with the rebound kicks it back out. They get it to Robinson. Robinson gets to McLemore on the wing, but he stepped out of bounds, and that is going to be a turnover. New York has the ball with the opportunity to take the lead. 8:48 to go here in the third. New York is going to work the ball around the perimeter. Reed has the ball now on the low post against Alcindor. He's going to go ahead and take the shot, but Oscar Robertson actually on the help side defense makes the steal. Milwaukee coming back on the fast break the other way. Robertson to Alcindor. Alcindor jumper no good. Rebounded by Frazier. And here come the New York Knickerbockers. Frazier on a 3-on-1. Reed with a finger roll. It's up, it's good, and a foul. Foul on Smith. New York now has the lead, and Reed has the chance to make it a three-point play. Reed lines up the free throw, and it's good. New York by 2. Coming back the other way. Pass to Smith inside, off the rim, no good with the jumper. Here comes Frazier with the rebound. New York is running again. Bradley to Frazier, and Frazier gets it back to Bradley, and Bradley chucks it into the stands. Turnover by New York on the fast break that time, and Milwaukee gets the possession. With 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Lou Alcindor available down on the post. Shuffles his feet, no call. Alcindor with the skyhook, nothing but net. 30 points now, and the game is tied on the jump shot by Lou Alcindor on the skyhook. 8 minutes to play in the third quarter. Frazier driving to the hoop. It's stolen by Oscar Robertson. Milwaukee comes back the other way. Milwaukee working it around the perimeter to McLaughlin. McLaughlin drives. Passes to Robertson on the wing, and Robertson hits the jump shot from the wing, and Milwaukee is now back in the lead. Willis Reed now has the ball inside on the low post for New York. He's going to take it up against Alcindor. Can he get it to go? Lays it up. Alcindor blocks it away, his 4th block of the game. Smith with the rebound for Milwaukee. And the Bucks bring it back down the other way. Oscar Robertson out high against Frazier. Dishes to McLaughlin, and it goes out of bounds. Turnover for Milwaukee, and the ball goes back over to the Knicks with a chance to tie. Bradley has an opening on the perimeter, but he is smothered by Oscar Robertson. New York passes the ball around the perimeter. They've got it to DeBusschere now on the low post. He's going to take it up against Greg Smith. Shoots it off the glass, no good. Uncontested rebound for Lou Alcindor. Fast break opportunity for the Bucks. Alcindor with the ball to Robertson. Robertson lays it up and good. New York brings it back. Pick and roll with Frazier and DeBusschere. DeBusschere in traffic. Shoots the short jumper, and he gets it to go. Coming back the other way, Milwaukee. Alcindor is covered by Reed, but they're going to try and force the ball down to the low post. McLemore can't get it to Alcindor. He takes a shot, no good. DeBusschere on the rebound, and once again the Knicks are able to get it out to run. Milwaukee slows them down. DeBusschere gets the pass from Frazier. He lays it up and good. And it is a tie game once again. Back and forth we go. The 2 best teams in the NBA are duking it out here in the Garden. Milwaukee coming back. They're looking for McLaughlin. McLaughlin with the jump shot. It's up. It's good. Barnett doesn't like his chances against the stiff defense of McLaughlin on the other end. They get the ball to Willis Reed. He's out on the wing, but he is going to take the jump shot. 15-footer can't hit. Tapped in by DeBusschere. Dave DeBusschere is coming up big. 14 points, 8 rebounds now for DeBusschere, and he is having a very solid third quarter as New York ties the game once again. Milwaukee brings it back down. Alcindor is available on the post. Short jumper, up and good. A huge night for Lou Alcindor. as he now has 32 points, and we are just midway through the third quarter. New York looking for an opening. It's Barnett with the ball on the perimeter, guarded by McLaughlin. Barnett drives. He's met by Alcindor. Short jumper is up, no good. McLaughlin with the rebound, and Milwaukee brings it back the other way. Alcindor is partially covered on the post, but he's got a smaller man, Bradley, on him. They're going to try and force the ball down to him. Rises up, no good, but he is fouled by Willis Reed on the play, and it will be 2 shots for Lou Alcindor. What a game this big man is having tonight. 32 points. The first free throw is up and good for point number 33. 5 minutes to go in the quarter. And we are going to see our first substitutions of the quarter. It will be Stallworth coming in to replace DeBuscher. Actually, we're going to take the opportunity to give Bill Bradley a blow. He looks a little gassed. And we'll bring Greg Fillmore into the game for Willis Reed. Give Willis a quick blow. He is using it all up, fighting against Lou Alcindor on that post. And Milwaukee is going to bring Boozer back into the game to replace Smith. We'll give McLemore a rest. And McLaughlin a rest. And we'll go ahead and bring Oscar out of the game as well. So everybody on Milwaukee is going to get a rest here except Alcindor. We'll get a couple more minutes out of him, and hopefully by the time he comes to the bench, they can get Robertson back into the game for some scoring. Alcindor takes the second shot. It's off the rim, rebounded by Boozer on the offensive glass. And Milwaukee will get a fresh 24-second shot clock to move the ball around. But Boozer's going to go right back to the putback, and he gets it to go. Milwaukee up by 5. Looks like solid defense on the perimeter for the Bucks. Neither Frazier nor Barnett has a good matchup right now. They continue to work it around. They get it down to Fillmore inside. He's going to take the shot against Alcindor. Lays it up, and it's blocked away by Lou Alcindor. Boozer on the rebound for Milwaukee. They work the ball around the perimeter and find Freeman posting up, and he gets it to go. Milwaukee stretches the lead to a 7-point game. And this time they are going to let Walt Frazier see what he can do on the offensive side. Frazier on the perimeter shoots the 15-footer. It's up and good. And that ends the 7-0 run for Milwaukee and cuts it back to a 5-point game. That was a timely run by the Bucks. New York climbed their way back into the game, and Milwaukee again responded and extended the lead. Milwaukee looks inside. Freeman, defended by Barnett, rises up, no good, but he is fouled on the play by Greg Fillmore, and Freeman will get a pair of free throws. 72.5% free throw shooter. He gets the first one to fall, and the lead is 6. We're going to bring some fresh guys in for New York, but we're going to keep Frazier on the court until we get Reed a little fresher. And since the lead is now 6 points, this would be a good opportunity to give Lou Alcindor a blow and keep him fresh for the rest of the way. Freeman on the second shot, no good, but the offensive rebound comes to Webb for Milwaukee, and they set it up once again with a fresh 24-second clock. Bob Boozer is available on the wing, but Zoff can't get it to him. Zoff drives, and he throws the ball away. New York now coming back the other way. It looks like Stallworth is open on the post against Boozer. That's a pretty even matchup. Stallworth lays it up and good. and the lead is 4. Boozer and Stallworth continuing to battle. Now it's Boozer working the baseline. New York is weak inside. Boozer with the layup, and he hits it. So the backups are playing evenly on the post for the Bucks and the Knicks. Here's Frazier. He can't hit the jump shot, but he is fouled by Webb, and he will shoot 2. 7 for 8 from the line today, and his first shot is good. Frazier hits the second one, and it is back to a 4-point game. Back in fourth we go. Milwaukee's going to work the ball around. They get Boozer on the post, and he's got a pretty good shot once again against Stallworth, and he hits the shot, and he is fouled. So Boozer and Stallworth are going mano-a-mano for the Bucks and the Knicks. And Boozer has a shot to make it a 3-point play. Free throw is good, and the lead is back to 7 for Milwaukee. Continuing on, it looks like Stallworth and Fillmore both have switches, and they're both against inside players, though, so neither of these is a particularly good shot. But Stallworth is calling for the ball anyways. Backing in on Cunningham. Turnaround jumper, he knocks it down. So New York's bench is holding their own. They're going to force it into Cunningham for Milwaukee, and he hits the turnaround jumper. DeBusschere inside for New York. Puts it up no good. Frazier on the offensive rebound. He gets the ball back. Looks like he has Fillmore available on the low block, but Fillmore has a wrist injury. Play is stopped briefly, but Fillmore is going to remain in the game, and they will reset the shot clock for New York, trailing by 7. New York works the ball around outside. They get it to Frazier at the top of the key. Frazier fakes. He drives hard. Zop goes down. Frazier lays it up and good. And Frazier gets the basket, but he does not get the foul call. Milwaukee coming back the other way. They've got Freeman in a mismatch on the low block against Reardon, but it is taken away by the New York Knicks, and they are coming back with the opportunity to cut the lead even further. They're going to work the ball around the perimeter. They get it down inside to Dave Stallworth. He has got the open shot, but he is defended by Cunningham on the help side, and he has to call time. So for Milwaukee, Freeman and McLemore are still looking okay. We're ready to bring McLaughlin and Robertson back into the game, and Alcindor is back at full strength. And New York is going to put Willis Reed right back into the game to do battle with Alcindor. Bradley will give DeBusschere a break, and Milt Williams will allow Walt Frazier to rest the rest of the quarter. Bradley inbounds it for New York. They work it around. Bradley gets it back. He gets it inside to Stallworth. Stallworth's jumper squirts out, and it is Oscar Robertson on the rebound for the Bucks. The Bucks are coming back. They look outside to McLaughlin, and he can't get it to fall. Willis Reed on the rebound for New York, and New York is bringing it back the other way. We've got Williams on the perimeter with Alcindor on him. How did that happen? They must have run that pick play. Williams finds Stallworth in the post. Stallworth puts up the shot, no good, but he draws the foul, and Stallworth will shoot 2. He hits the first. Stallworth hits the second. That's double digits for Dave Stallworth off the bench now, and New York is back within 3. Milwaukee brings it back the other way. They're going to look to John McLaughlin. Jump shot no good, but he is fouled on the play by Willis Reed, and it will be 2 shots for John McLaughlin. 86% free throw shooter on the year, and he hits nothing but the bottom of the net with his first attempt. The second shot is good. 10 points on the game for McLaughlin, and Milwaukee is up by 5. Willis Reed on the low post, and it is stolen away by Robertson, and that will give Milwaukee the final shot. I'm going to follow Al's advice this time, and I'm going to shoot the ball with 10 seconds to go. We've got 17 now. Pass the ball around the perimeter. We're at 8 seconds. Alcindor is available on the post. Double pumps, and he gets the shot to fall, and he is fouled in the act by Willis Reed. Third foul on Reed, and Alcindor has the opportunity to convert this into a 3-point play. He gets the shot to go, and that stretches the lead to 8 points with only 2 seconds left to play. Bradley on the baseline, rises at the buzzer, and he leaves it short. And that is the end of the third quarter. It is an 8-point lead for Milwaukee, and that's about the biggest separation we have seen for most of this contest. Milwaukee continues to be very effective, 58% shooting on the game. 36 points for Lou Alcindor. New York has improved to 45%, but they're just not keeping up with that 58%. New York has got to get their act together defensively because Alcindor is just eating them up, and Oscar Robertson and John McLaughlin actually made some contributions in that third quarter as well. New York continues to enjoy a 10-point advantage from the free throw line, and if it weren't for that, they would be hopelessly behind in this game. Oscar Robertson has 8 assists and 6 rebounds on the game, or 6 turnovers on the game, 3 rebounds. And once again, the block shot totals 5 for Alcindor. Very impressive on both ends of the floor for Lou Alcindor as we head to the fourth period. And once again, this third quarter break is brought to you by Anti-Accident Cocoa Fusion Water. Tastes good and keeps the pipes lubricated for broadcasting. Milwaukee's going to bring a couple of fresh guys off the bench, and everybody's going to start the fourth quarter at a full gas tank. Everybody on New York is looking good. They can bring Barnett back into the game and keep Reed available. We might try and get a quick blow for some of these players early in the fourth quarter so that they will be at full strength down the stretch. But we're ready to start the fourth quarter. And this time it is Willis Reed who wins the jump for New York. And Milt Williams brings it into the front court. What's he doing out there? I got to get Frazier back into the game. But Williams is going to look to Bill Bradley on the wing. Bradley rises up and fires no good. Alcindor on the rebound. And Milwaukee brings it back up the floor. Robertson brings it up. He's got Alcindor available on the post against Reed. And this time he is fouled hard by Milt Williams. Fouled on the floor, so it will be just one shot for Alcindor. And we'll get Frazier back into the game for the Knicks. Alcindor, the one free throw is up and good, and that stretches the lead to 9 for Milwaukee. Trailing by 9, Frazier to Reed. Reed can't get it to fall. McLemore with his 7th rebound, very effectively spelling Bob Dandridge for the Bucks. McLaughlin brings the ball up. They look around the perimeter. They cannot find Alcindor on the post. They get it to Robertson out on top. Robertson is going to put it up, nothing but net. 17 for Oscar Robertson, and it's a double-digit lead for the Bucks. New York down 11. Stallworth, 15-footer won't go down. McLaughlin with the rebound, and the Bucks will run. Oscar Robertson leads the break. He gets it to McLaughlin, lays it up and good. Milwaukee is now putting some distance between themselves and New York as we enter the fourth quarter. They've got to do better on the offensive end. Bill Bradley is looking inside. He takes the shot. He can't get it to fall. McLemore again on the rebound for Milwaukee. The Bucks are going to bring it up slowly with Robertson dribbling into the front court. Robertson squares off against Frazier. He's going to go ahead and take the shot. Whistle and a referee's timeout for John McLaughlin, who was limping a bit on the way back, but he will remain in the game. And in fact, they're going to look to McLaughlin with 15 on the shot clock. Pick and roll with Smith. McLaughlin has it stolen away by Frazier. The Knicks will run. Frazier leading the break, 3-on-2. Stallworth to Reed. Reed lays it up. He cannot get it to go, and Oscar Robertson pulls down the rebound. How about that? New York failing to convert a 3-on-2 break, and that was crucial. They need every point they can get if they're going to make up this 13-point deficit here in the fourth quarter. Milwaukee with Robertson on top. One-hand jumper, nothing but net. 19 for Robertson, and the lead is 15, and it's getting ugly for the Knicks. And the fans here at Madison Square Garden are not liking this one bit. Reed's not done. He comes back and hits the jump shot, ending a 12-0 streak and a 3-minute scoreless drought for the Knicks. But they've got a lot more work to do if they're going to get back into this one. McLaughlin shoots the jump shot, no good. And off the court, New York will get the ball coming back the other way. Working it around the perimeter, they've got Frazier with a mismatch on the outside against Lou Alcindor. Frazier drives, lays it up and good with an assist by Bradley. Milwaukee brings it back. Robertson on the drive. It's stolen by Stallworth. Here come the Knicks with another fast break opportunity, 4-on-1. Bradley lays it up. He gets it to go. That's only 6 points for Bill Bradley today. But he got those two, and that is a big basket for the Knicks as they attempt to try and come back. They've got the lead under double digits. Robertson can't get it to McLemore. McLemore with the shot unable to get it to fall. Stallworth again gets the rebound, leads the break. Stallworth in the lane, can't get it to fall, but he is fouled by McLaughlin. So the Knicks are mounting a comeback, and it will be Stallworth on the line with the opportunity to further cut the lead. Dave Stallworth makes the first. Milwaukee is going to stay put with the players they have. They need to keep their best guys out there to hold off this New York rally. But it's going to be DeBusschere back into the game. And Phil Jackson. Actually, I believe Stallworth is at the line. I'm not going to make that mistake again. But they're going to keep Frazier and Reed, their big two, out there. Stallworth hits the second free throw, and the lead is down to 7. Coming back to Milwaukee. Alcindor available on the post. Short jump shot is up and good, and that ends the New York run. Just when you thought you were going to get back into the game, here comes Lou Alcindor, And Milwaukee is once again up by 9. DeBusschere inside with the answer for New York. Milwaukee's going to bring it back the other way, and it's a sky hook from Alcindor, and he's got 41 now after that successful connection, and Milwaukee is maintaining that 9-point lead. New York brings it back. Here's Dave DeBusschere on the pick and roll. Lays it up, won't go. Alcindor on the rebound. That's a double-double. Milwaukee looks to run, but they don't have numbers, so they are going to pull it back out and look for a better shot. Robertson brings the ball up. Once again, it's down to Alcindor on the post. He's open. Skyhook in and out. Battle for the rebound, and Willis Reed comes away with it. So they got the stop that time. Barnett brings the ball up the court for Milwaukee. Looking around for a good matchup, and they find Reed on the low post with a mismatch against Oscar Robertson. And Reed gets it to go. What will Milwaukee do? They're going to look to the post once again to Alcindor. Alcindor can't get a shot. They get it to Smith in the low post, and Smith gets it to go. How about that? They couldn't find Alcindor that time, but Greg Smith steps up, and he gets one to go to extend the lead back to 9 for Milwaukee as the clock begins to bleed down under 7 minutes. And New York fans are not liking that. Willis Reed on the post. Drives to the basket. No good, but a foul on the play on Lou Alcindor. And it'll be 2 shots for Willis Reed. Reed shoots the free throw. It's up and good, and that's 29 for Willis Reed. And substitutions for New York. They beat me to the punch on that one, and they got DeBusschere back into the game to replace a very tired Dave Stallworth. But Stallworth did well. 12 points off the bench and some very quality minutes for Stallworth to help New York try and keep it close. I think with this lead, we may try and get a quick blow for, let's get a blow for Alcindor. See if we can steal about 2 minutes for Alcindor and bring him back fresh. Reed takes the second shot. It's good. And the lead is 7. Milwaukee bringing it back. They're not going to look for Cunningham on the post. They're going to continue to work the ball around the perimeter. Oscar Robertson has a shot available against Frazier. But Frazier knocks it away, and it's Robertson losing it out of bounds. New York ball. New York bringing it back. Not much to see here on the perimeter, so they pass the ball around. They've got Bradley available now. Bradley on the wing has a shot, and he hits it. Bill Bradley, 8 on the game. Lead is 5. And Milwaukee doesn't have anything good here, so they pass the ball around. They find Smith on the block. He is matched up against DeBusschere. 5-footer won't stay down, and DeBusschere comes out with the board. And New York has the chance to cut into the lead further. Frazier bringing it up. He's going to look for Bradley on the wing. Jump shot no good, and McLemore with another rebound for Milwaukee. 9 rebounds off the bench for McCoy McLemore in a very solid performance, substituting for the injured Bob Dandridge. Milwaukee, Robertson brings it back up. He looks around, doesn't see much he likes, passes it on the perimeter. Only 2 on the shot clock. Robertson's going to have to force one up. Fall away jumper, it's good. 21 for Robertson, and the lead is again back to 7. Reed on the low post lays it up and good for New York. They continue to hover around that 5-point lead, but they cannot get it any closer than that. And time keeps on ticking, ticking, ticking for the visiting Milwaukee Bucks. Robertson can't get the jumper to fall. Reed with another rebound for New York. And the Knicks come back the other way. Frazier to Barnett. Barnett looks around. They want to get it to Reed on the low block. They find him down there. Reed inside, turnaround jumper is good. And it is time to get Lou Alcindor back into this ball game. So Milwaukee will use a timeout. They've got to keep their guys out there even though they're getting tired. They will bring a fresh Reardon into the game for Barnett, but otherwise they're sticking with their main men. And Milwaukee is going to get Alcindor back into the game. They're going to get Bob Boozer back into the game. Freeman's going to give McLemore a blow. For some reason, these guys aren't nearly as tired in the second half as they were in the first. I don't know the reason for that. But they're going to keep... they're going to give Robertson a quick blow for a minute or two, and probably about the 3-minute mark, they'll get Robertson back into the game as well. So Milwaukee holding on to a 3-point lead, precarious lead, and so Alcindor is back in the game, and let's see if they can get him going and ice this game. They have a one-star shot opportunity for Alcindor on the post. They don't like the Boozer matchup against DeBusschere. So let's see if we can get it to Alcindor. They cannot get it to Alcindor. It's Boozer who shoots the jumper. Frazier got a finger on it, but Freeman with the offensive rebound for Milwaukee. Freeman has a good shot to take it back up, and he hits it. Big, big basket for Gary Freeman to keep Milwaukee out in front. They're going to look for Willis Reed. Ice in his veins. Couldn't get the shot to go. He gets his own rebound. Reed on the putback, no good, and Alcindor rebounds it, but he travels. Tough break for Milwaukee. Alcindor got that rebound, but immediately turned it over. And it's going to be New York ball once again. Bill Bradley has an open look, and he hits it. 10 for Bradley, and it's a 3-point lead with 3 minutes, 17 seconds to go. What a great game we're seeing here tonight. Milwaukee is once again going to look down to Alcindor, posting up jump hook all net. 43 now for Lou Alcindor, keeping Milwaukee's lead at 2 possessions. Walt Frazier's going to try his luck against Zopf. He passes to Reardon and loses it out of bounds. Big turnover for the Knicks. Milwaukee with the ball and the lead, 5 points, and we are now under 3 minutes to play. Lou Alcindor on the block. Finger roll good. Fouled by Reardon. Once again, the Madison Square Garden crowd is not at all happy with the men in stripes. Alcindor is going to the line with a chance to make this an 8-point game. And we're going to get Robertson back into the game for Milwaukee down the stretch. And Jeff Webb will replace McLaughlin. Alcindor with the free throw. It's good. It's an 8-point lead for Milwaukee. And we'll see what Walt Frazier can do. Frazier outside buries the jump shot, keeping it real. But we've got Alcindor posted up against Phil Jackson. Oh, but Willis Reed on the help comes over and stuffs that shot. Boozer gets the rebound. Can he hit the putback? Pump fake? No good. Boozer draws the foul on DeBusschere, and it will be Bob Boozer headed to the free throw line for Milwaukee. 82% free throw shooter, and the first shot is up and good. Boozer with the second, it's also good. And it's an 8-point lead now for Milwaukee with just over 2 minutes to play. Desperation time for the Knicks. Walt Frazier is open on the perimeter. Dribbles on the wing. He sets, he fires, it won't go, but Phil Jackson gets the putback. Can the Knicks get a stop? Lou Alcindor on the post, tough in the clutch. Nothing but net. 48 points now for Lou Alcindor. He could go for 50 by the time this thing is over. And the lead is once again 8 points for the Bucks. The Knicks bring it back. They look down to the post to DeBusschere. Short shot blocked by Alcindor. Rebound by Gary Freeman on the play. And Milwaukee brings it back the opposite direction. Robertson in the front court to Webb. Webb's going to look down to Alcindor on the post. He's got ice in his veins, the short jumper. And that is 50 points for Lou Alcindor on the night. And Oscar Robertson's 10th assist of the game. Pretty easy to pile up 10 assists when all you've got to do is drop it into Alcindor on the post and let him work his magic. And we are now at a double-digit lead with under a minute and a half to remain in the game. Frazier working quickly, passes to DeBusschere. Back to Frazier with the layup. He banks it home. Coming back the other way, it's Alcindor again. Off the back iron, no good, but Reed has committed the foul on the play. And Lou Alcindor is going to go back to the free throw line. 6 for 7 so far today. We are under a minute to play. And Alcindor can make it a double-digit lead once again. Looks like that was just a one-shot foul for Alcindor. The lead is 9. And Milwaukee has a comfortable lead with under a minute to play. Frazier to Reed. Reed on the wing. But Reed turns it over on the double dribble. We're in the final minute of play. .35 seconds now left to play. And Milwaukee's going to slow the pace down and pass it around the perimeter. Robertson, the go-to guy in this situation. Are you kidding me? How about the guy in the low post who's got 52 points? But Robertson is fouled by Phil Jackson on the play. And he will shoot 2. 85% free throw shooter on the season. And he manages to miss the first shot. Second shot is up and good. And it's a 10-point game. Frazier takes the quick shot. Reed with the rebound. Back out to Frazier on top of the key. Puts up the 15-footer and drains it. But that's too little and too late as we are now down to 18 seconds to play. And it is an 8-point lead for the Bucks. And they would like to hold for the last shot. Pass risks a turnover. Burn may be a better choice. Continue. No, let's go with the burn and see how that works for us. Milwaukee is burning some clock. Down to 3 seconds to play. We'll let the CPU run out the clock. Robertson to Webb. Webb shoots the fadeaway. Nothing but net. And with 1 second to play, the lead is back to 10. Frazier at half court, not able to get off a shot. And that's your ball game. That was something weird that just happened with our box score. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get that back. I don't know if you saw what happened there, Al. The box score came up, and the third quarter score was displayed at the top of the box score. Although the box score itself was correct, it was a 10-point win for Milwaukee, 123-113. And if we go back to look at the leaders for that game, let's see, that was November 11th. Here's the line score. Milwaukee now 5-0 on the victory, 51 points for Lou Alcindor, 11 rebounds in a remarkable performance. And it was Willis Reed with 30 for in the 30s for New York in the defeat. Boy, it's unfortunate that that box score didn't get saved. But here's a look at our standings. Milwaukee 5-0, leads the world. New York drops to 3-2, and they are 2 games back and tied with Atlanta in the gold division. Phoenix and Cincinnati are together atop the silver division. And the schedule turned out a little quirky because of the way I rearranged the games. San Francisco has only played 2 games so far and won both. And San Diego with Elvin Hayes is also off to a good start for the bronze division. Elvin Hayes, in fact, leads the league in scoring with 37.2 points a game, not even close to John Havlicek, who is second place at 28.8. Jerry Lucas for San Francisco leads the league in rebounding, and there's Elvin Hayes at 15.6 right behind. And Jerry West for the LA Lakers leads the league with double-digit assists, 10 per game. All right. Our Red Sox fan says, good job, my friend. Thank you, Al, for sticking it out. It's 12:30 here in Central Time. Must be 1:30 for you out on the East Coast time. Thank you for sticking it out with this game. I will sign it off from here and say that's our game, and we are out of here.